Good morning, breakfast day 84, and I'm going to continue with my cooking of the freezer and my working pantry, even though I did go shopping and buy produce yesterday. So if you didn't see that video of what I bought, it's on the video I posted yesterday. So the last few months, I pretty much haven't gone anywhere, not for any other reason other than I didn't want to go out in the bad weather. So now, all of a sudden, this week and next week, I have a bunch of things going on. A friend contacted me. She wanted to go to lunch, and we used to go to lunch before. But we haven't seen each other in a while, so she wanted to go to lunch. So next week I'll be doing that. I have to have my taxes done, and my daughter and I are going out to lunch tomorrow. So the universe really does like to cluster things up, I think, the law of attraction. But anyway, today is also Happy Tea Tuesday. But I'm having coffee now instead of tea. The tea will come this afternoon, but I do have to take my mom to another doctor's appointment for a checkup. So I don't know how much videoing I'll get done today. I'll do the best I can. And I'll probably have dinner with my mom. We like to get pizza. So but this morning I'm definitely going to be eating breakfast here. So I got a lot of produce yesterday. Wednesday I think I'm going to go to Costco as well and get dog food. I won't get a lot of food there because most of the stuff they have that I get there is freezer food, and I'm not filling up my freezer again. I'll put a few things in there here and there, but the whole point of it is to cook it down, not to fill it back up. So I'll be doing that, but I did want to make a stop at Aldi's and see if they have avocados, and so I may be doing that today. I'm not sure. If I do, I'll show you what I bought. So I haven't done a whole lot of decorating here at the house because I had other things that were going on, and now I have a big mess going because it takes me a couple days to get my groceries put away, even if it's just a few things. Some of it has to go in the basement and some of it in the fridge. Some of it I have to repackage, so it takes me a while. But better to make progress than no progress at all. All right, my friends, I'll be back in a little while, and I'll show you what's for breakfast. Day 84. Haha, I forgot to stir my coffee with the cream. Oh, I'm out of it this morning. So anyway, this is getting to be tradition. How do you drink your coffee? Do you like it black? Do you like it with cream, just sugar? You all know I like my chocolate caramel, and I still have a couple of these in my stash. And when I run out, I'll definitely have to run to Walmart and get a few more. All right, I'll be back. So here's one of the things that I do after I buy my groceries. Now I have all my grapes here, and this insert is like a drain, not a drain, but like a sieve, but it drains the dishes and things like that. I don't know what you'd call it. But anyway, I have these containers, and I got these at Mark's, 3 or 4 years ago, and they're Rubbermaid. I don't know if they're still available, but they have these little breathing holes, and they have this little grate inside with little legs. So the first thing that I do when I go to prepare my grapes, now in this bottle I have a solution of vinegar and water. And I just spray all my produce and I just let it sit for about 10 minutes. And then that sort of removes the dirt and it removes the mold, because sometimes grapes get moldy. And then what I'm going to do is rinse these after 10 minutes, and then I pick them all off of the stems. And I find they last longer that way because sometimes when they start to mold, I find the stem molds first. So I'm just going to leave those sit, and then I put a paper towel in here, and that absorbs any moisture. I let these dry for a while. I leave them out and let them dry. I don't put them in here wet. So that's how I save my grapes. And last month when I had grapes, they lasted over a month in this little container. And they have bigger ones of these too, but like I said, a lot of times Mark's gets things that are discontinued. So I bought actually 2 this size, and I have 2 bigger ones that I use for lettuce. So I'm going to also put my produce in different packaging, because I want this to last for at least a month. So, and it usually does. Sometimes, but usually it does last a month. I do the same thing with my tomatoes. Now I leave my tomatoes out. I don't refrigerate those. And I do the same thing with them. I spray them with the vinegar water, let them dry, and then I just have a little basket that I keep them in, and that way the air can circulate, and they last a long time too. So, do any of you have some good tips on preserving your produce that works real well? If you don't mind, leave a comment below and share that with the rest of us, because we all need to get all the money we can out of our food, right? Okay, I wanted to share that with you, and I'll be back with breakfast. Right, lots of recycle boxes from my Amazon shop there for my living room adventure. So those need to go in the recycle. But let's see what's for breakfast. Day 84. Okay, let's see. I still have these potatoes that were actually French fries that I did in the air fryer. I'm going to fry those up in a little oil. And I'm going to have some yogurt because I have grapes now. And I love grapes in yogurt. So I'm going to have a little bit of yogurt. And homemade yogurt does not last as long as store-bought yogurt. So you want to make sure you eat it up in time and make a new batch in time. Down here I have my breads. Let's see. I need to eat up my bread. So I'll probably have a slice of bread. I'll make some toast. So that big package of rolls that I have, I just took a few out, and obviously my refrigerator is not that big, so I put the rest in the refrigerator that I have in the basement. I have a tiny refrigerator down there. So I think that's, oh, and I wanted to get an egg. I think I'm only going to have 1 egg this morning, because I'm going to have the yogurt too. And then I have some shredded cheese. I'm going to put that on my egg. So that's it on the refrigerator. And I think over here in the freezer, I still have my freezer jam that I made, and I'm going to take one of those out. And I think I still have two. Yes, I have two more. So that's lasting a long time. So if you get the chance, I mean, if you have fruit that's going bad, think about making a freezer jam out of them. So I'm just going to put this here and let it thaw in the refrigerator. I'm not going to use that today. But since I have the grapes, I'm just going to add a little vanilla and a little bit of the sweetener that I use. All right, I will meet you at the stove. All right, first thing I'm going to do is prepare my yogurt, and I just have some cheap vanilla here. I'm just going to use that instead of the good stuff. I get the good stuff at Costco, but so I'm just going to put a little bit of vanilla. And I like vanilla yogurt. It's tasty. And I'm just going to add the yogurt to that, and then the grapes, and then that'll be my yogurt for the day. So this is enough yogurt for at least a couple more days, and then I will make a new batch. And when I make a new batch, I will make a video of that. I think I put a little too much vanilla in, but that's all right. Not a big deal. And then I'm just going to add some grapes to this. Now sometimes when I'm making this yogurt, if you don't stir it really, really well, it will form little tiny clumps, like little balls, but they're easy to get rid of. And I don't mind that. So I'm just going to add some grapes, and these grapes are good. Last time when I got grapes, they were kind of a little bit on the tart side, but these are very sweet. So I like sweet grapes. And if you have too many grapes and you see that they're starting to go bad, you can always dehydrate them and make raisins. Rhoda Stone is into making raisins out of grapes. Okay, so that's my yogurt. And then I'm going to make some, put that to the side. And I'm just going to have a slice of my homemade bread. Only one slice. So I've really been getting into making things more from scratch than what I used to. I mean, I've always cooked from scratch, but especially in these times, prepared food is really expensive. You know, all the packaged foods that you get. And even if you do the thrift shopping, a lot of times with the packaged prepared foods, you kind of have to buy what they have. You know, it's not like, oh, I really like this, so I'm going to buy it, because it's not always on sale. So I like a thin toast with this homemade bread. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fry up these potatoes. And I have a little butter and I'm going to put a little avocado oil in the pan. And then I'm going to add my egg later. So I'll be back in a little while. Okay, I'm going to fry up these taters. Nope, my coffee's warmed up. And I'm just going to add a little bit of, these are already lightly seasoned, but I'm just going to add a tiny touch of this breakfast blend. And like I've said many times before, this stuff is really salty, but it really is good. And this lasted a long time. It's a big jar. It's 8.7 ounces. So I will buy this again if they have it. Now I bought it during the summer, probably a couple years ago. That's how long I've had it. But I don't use it just for breakfast. I use it for everything. So I've got my toast going. I've got my yogurt. These I'm going to fry up in the pan there, and then I'm going to add my egg and a little bit of cheese and call that breakfast. So this is why it takes me so long to put my groceries away, because I don't just stick them all in the fridge and that's that. I prepare the produce for maximum length of time that I can keep them, because I can't afford to go buy fresh produce every week and throw the rest in the garbage. Now, if I do have something that does go bad, which happens, you know, some of the things you buy are older than what you'd like, then I put them in the composter. I have a composter outside, but I stopped putting avocado pits into my composter because I keep growing little avocado trees, which would be wonderful if I lived in a climate that was conducive to growing avocados, but here in Ohio you can't grow avocados. So I already have 4 avocado trees up in my plant room, and I really don't want any more. And I feel bad when I see one growing in the composter, not pulling it out and rescuing it. So that's why I stopped putting avocado pits in the composter. So if you want to grow avocado trees, give that a try. Throw them in your compost pit. So I'm waiting for my toast, and then I'm going to put my breakfast together. Alright, so here is dinner day 84. Homemade bread with some butter and apple butter. Scrambled egg with leftover French fries cut up. My homemade yogurt and grapes. So that's a nice hearty breakfast, and that will last me till dinner time. All right, well, I will be back later, and we'll have some tea. So happy Tea Tuesday. Red Rose English breakfast tea. I like the Red Rose brand. You know, I mean, it's been around for a long time. Looks like 1830. I think it says 1830. I mean, the writing is like this big. But anyway, so I have to go out today anyway. Like I said, I have an appointment that I have to take my mom to. And then tomorrow I have to go out again. And so I try not to just go to the store unless I'm going to multiple stores. In that case, I go to stores that are very close together. For us, it's Great Northern, and they have an Aldi's, they have a Walmart, they have a Dollar Tree, and a Mark's. They have all those in one shopping area. So I usually like to go there and just do a circuit when I go shopping. So yesterday I was out anyway, So I went to Mark's, and there's a Mark's right down the street from where I live. So that's the Mark's that I usually go to. That's the one I like. And across from Mark's is a Dollar General, and so sometimes I shop there. They usually have pretty good prices on their paper products, like their toilet paper and their paper towels, and they'll have those online coupons. So a lot of times I'll go there just to pick up paper products, and they also have, I haven't seen it anywhere else, but they carry a line of cosmetics called Believe, and I like their eyebrow pencils and things, and they're not expensive. So as I'm doing this challenge, not only am I challenging myself to use up the food I have, but I'm learning to shop in a whole different way. And I'm trying to use up everything that I bought in the past, but it definitely shows me what I will not rebuy. So there's certain things that I like. I like the way they perform, for lack of a better term. I like the things that I can make out of things. Like flour, for instance. I can make seitan, I can make bread, I can make cookies, cakes, all kinds of things out of just plain flour. So, and I know a lot of people that make seitan from scratch will use bread flour because it has a high gluten content. But I find just the cheap flour works just fine. I've never had a problem with it. So those are the things now that I buy. And those are the things that I put in my stockpile. I'm not one that will go out and just look for, oh, this is cheap, so I'm going to buy this and I'm going to stockpile it. I like to stockpile things that I know I will definitely use. And if it's something that you like and you use it, that's wonderful. But I'm really learning a lot about myself and my habits. And even in my home, as I'm purging, I'm learning a lot about the things that I want to continue to buy and things that I don't want to continue to buy. So for me, clothes, I was always into clothes. I loved clothes. I bought clothes upon clothes. And as I'm going through my clothes stash, I'm not getting rid of everything because you never know. If you have a power outage and it might last for a week or so, I want to make sure that I have enough clean clothes that I can rotate them out. But I don't want to keep clothes that I know I won't wear again. In my professional life, I always wore nice dresses and heels, and I didn't go to work in jeans and a sweatshirt. But now, jeans and a sweatshirt is pretty much my go-to outfit. So a lot of those things I'm getting rid of, the dresses. I'm keeping a few, just a few. Except the summer dresses. I do like sundresses because it gets hot here sometimes. It can go up to 100 degrees here in the summer. And I find that wearing a sundress is much cooler than wearing shorts and a t-shirt because it's looser on the body. So I have several sundresses that I will keep. But I'm talking about clothes, professional clothes, things that I wore when I worked. So getting older is making a lot of adjustments. And I don't say that in a bad way. It's just adjusting your life to what it is you can do at this point in time and not what you used to do and not what you might do. So it's a here and now thing. because as you get older, there's no guarantees, about your health. I mean, even with young people, there's no guarantees about health. But it's more a living in the moment thing that I'm learning more and more that that's what it's all about. So, an example of that is my hair. I colored it for years. When I was younger, I just used to highlight it, and it was actually much lighter brown than it is now. It was like a golden brown. But a lot of times as you get older, your natural color will darken before it turns gray. So, and for some reason, I had straighter hair when I was younger. But when I was pregnant with my daughter, it must have been a hormonal thing, my hair turned curly and it turned dark. It turned a dark brown. But I colored it for years and I loved it. I really did. I liked the way it looks. I actually like the blonde better on me than I like the color. This is my natural color. And for me, I'm finding that before my hair turns white, it'll turn like a blonde color, and then it'll turn more the white, like that. But my hair is turning gray in streaks. It's not an all over the head thing. But the reason I let it grow out was because I was very, very tired of coloring it. I had to leave the color on an hour because obviously my hair is very dark, and to get it to the light blonde that I liked it, I had to leave it on for an hour. And another thing I didn't like about the blonde hair, if I washed it too often, and I like to wash my hair a couple times a week usually, the more I washed it, the brassier it got. And I really loved the color when I first colored it. For that first week or so, I really liked the color. But then week 2 and 3, after that, it just started getting brassy. And I had to buy special shampoos to keep the brass away. So I just didn't enjoy the process anymore, and that's why I let it grow out. Now who knows, I may put highlights in it. I have the stuff I bought in the transition period. I never did color it during the transition, and it looked really horrible for a while. It looked really, really bad. But now I'm to the point where I'm getting used to it, and it's okay. But I have all the stuff to, highlight it if I want to. And who knows, I might. But if I do, it'll just be a little bit around my face, and that's it. So that's what I mean about making adjustments as you grow older. You adjust your clothing, you adjust your look. Now that's not to say that you want to go around looking terrible, unless that's what you want, but having some pride in the way you look, at least for me, is important. I'm not into the glamour and all that I used to be. And I never was like a glam kind of person. I always liked a more natural look. But adjusting that part of me, and that takes some getting used to. Because as you get older, sometimes when you look in the mirror and you go, that wasn't there yesterday, where'd that come from? So, but you have to adjust, So, adjusting the clothing, adjusting your looks, adjusting what you can do with your house, and making it comfortable so that it still looks good, but so that you can keep it clean and neat. And that's the process I'm going through right now. When I was younger, I could maintain all the stuff I have. I can't anymore. I just can't. I've tried. And rather than sitting there going, woe is me, I'm going to get depressed about it, I'm going to change my environment so that it makes me happy. So another thing that you have to make adjustments to when you're older is your relationships. You know, if you have a partner that's demanding and just doesn't accept what's happening with you or to you, then maybe that's not the right partner for you. And some relationships you have to let go. And forming new relationships with people that have similar ideas and similar thoughts that you have is good for your mental health. So if you continue to bang your head on the wall about a relationship that just isn't working, it's probably a good thing just to back away from that relationship and go on to building better relationships, whether that's with family or friends or whoever fits the bill. You might want to think about doing that. Now, there's circumstances where you may have to care for someone, and I'm not talking about situations like that. But even if you need help and the person that is helping you is making you feel bad, then maybe that's not the right person to help you, because they aren't helping you. They might physically be helping you do what it is you need done, but mentally they're not helping you. They're actually harming you. And that's a bad thing. That's a bad situation to be in. So anyway, I have to get dressed, and I have to go pick up my tax packet, and I did want to run into Aldi's and see if they have that cheese and some avocados. So that's still on my list. And that's all I have for you today. So cheers, happy Tea Tuesday. I'm going to sign out for today because I think I'm going to have pizza with my mom, and so I won't be making dinner here. And if I do make something to eat here, I still have a little tiny bit of potato soup. It'll just be leftover. So I'm going to sign out for today, and I'm going to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.